Why, hello, lovelies. It's Tracy. Thank you so much for coming back to No, it's not Patreon. This is YouTube. Hello. Welcome back to my channel, and I'm so excited to listen to the rest of Minisode 3 tomorrow with you, lovelies. I've been waiting to listen to the rest of the songs with you, lovelies, and I'm so excited to hear in full and read the lyrics as to what the songs and everything are about, because we got little snippets and stuff from the behind the recordings that we watched recently, so that was really fun to get to see how they recorded the song. But I'm very intrigued to hear the entire song and the rest of the album. I do have like a headache forming, so I'm going to try my best to still be as like vibrant and lovely as I can, but please bear with me. I really like, I don't have much time this week to film stuff, so this is the only time I have, and I'm just worried that this is going to become a full-grown migraine, so pray for me. But yeah, so I'm just going to say that. And yeah, so if you'd like more exclusive content, we have so much over on Patreon. You can check the link in the description box. We have so much for TXT, Stray Kids, BTS, 17, K-dramas and things like that. So check on out and see if there's anything of interest before you sign up. If not, you can stick around and stay here on YouTube. We'd love to have you. Press the subscribe button, become a lovely, and let's just get into the album. Let's go.
Someone like you 이 세상 단 하나 서로를 길들여진 너와 난 도망치고 싶다 나에게 내일 또 만나 말해주던 날 반짝임에 유혹돼 네 손을 다 놓친 채 한참을 헤맨 뒤에 깨닫게 돼 우리 너의 한마디 나는 믿어 we are meant to be 늦어져도 돼 나는 여기 내일에서 기다릴 테니 There'll be no more sorrow I see you there tomorrow There'll be no more sorrow I see you there tomorrow There'll be no more sorrow I see you there tomorrow There'll be no more sorrow.
Is it just me, or does this song sound like you're watching like the Lizzie McGuire movie, and she's trying to pick out her dress for like being a celebrity, and it's like the background runway music? Is it just me, or does that instrumental sound so much like what you would expect to hear at a runway? Because I can really just picture it like hold. Like, don't you think? Don't you think that's what it sounds like? Anyway, that's it.
I see you there tomorrow. There'll be no more sorrow. I see you there tomorrow.
It is a really hard beat to try to sing to. Like, it's not on beat. It's very regular.
함께쳐 tomorrow I see you there tomorrow 함께쳐 tomorrow I see you there tomorrow
It is such a different sounding song. It has like this futuristic but also retro vibe at the same time. Because like I said, you can really think that this would like you would hear this in a mid-2000s movie. Also, what was something else I was going to say? When we watched the showcase over on Patreon, like this song, it sounds like a song that you wouldn't pair choreography to, yet they do, and it hits so freaking hard. Like it looks like such a difficult choreography, and it's not what I would have thought at all that would go with the song, but it is so freaking good and so hectic that it's insane. So yeah, so it's so interesting hearing the lyrics and then like putting everything sort of together like that. But yeah, so let's head on to the next song. What did you think when you saw all of this blonde group?
나 홀로 헤매어왔어 거울 속의 maze 기적 따윈 믿지 않던 나 내일의 태양이 두렵던 내게 넌 어둠 속 candlelight 성공명예정 It's nothing without you 첫눈을 감아야 보이는 tomorrow One, two, three 세세면 펼쳐져 One, 너라면 Two, 너무나
Three.
기다려줘 내일이란 기적이 라라라라 기다려줘 내일이란 기적이 살 수 있지 않다면
This song is so fun. I love how they all say today. I mean, sorry, tomorrow.
그 인연으로 우린 내일로 go 두 눈을 감아야 보이는 tomorrow One, two, three 세세면 펼쳐져 One, 너라면 Two, 너무나 Three 기다려줘 내일이란 기적이 라라라라 라라라라 기다려줘 내일이란 기적이 기다려줘 내일이란 기적이 오늘도 내일도 함께하자는 말 맺힌 내 마주보고 말야 I feel like oh wow 고마워 난 기다려줘 함께하는 기적이 라라라라 라라라라 기다려줘 함께하는 기적이 라라라라 라라라라 기다려줘 내일이란 기적이
Woo! The song as well during the showcase was so freaking fun to see them perform and to hear Moa like just screaming it back at them. It's so fun. Oh, what has been your favorite song on the album? Please let me know, because I really feel like, at least so far, and what I've heard from the behind recording, it definitely seems like all of the songs on this album are ones that I really vibe with, and I really feel like this might be the album for me for TXT that is my absolute favorite so far. So yeah, so let's go on to the next song. This is a song that if you watched the behind the recording with me, I was very I was like very nervous to listen to, because it definitely seems like it's a little bit sensual, and it makes me nervous. So let's listen to it and let's see how. I mean, we know Yeonjun is very much like in with that vibe, but it'll be interesting to hear Soobin with a bit more of like a sexy, spicy vibe. So let's go. Already the guitar, it's getting me.
점점 더 갈구해. You know I want you bad, show me mercy. 우연 섞은 명예 강한 얽힘. 두 눈 속에 서로 찾은 그 순간. Want you to take me now. 수많은 말을 해 태워도 what's worth it. 무슨 말이냐면 묻는 널. 그저 널 따르겠어 난 serve you. 나는 죽여. So killer. 심장 영혼까지 다 내꺼. 넌 나를 I can't fever. 마침내 날 제거하기 빌어. Like champagne. 너무 달콤한 너의 rain on me. 내가 미쳐 널 위해 나를 give up. 흔한 말 때 get up. 대신 I belong. 길들여 너로 날 feel up. 녹아내린 나는 다 없어져. 난 너의 일부처럼 퍼져. 길들여줘 너에게 소개해봐. 이건 나만의 때 get up. I wanna belong. 오로지 너만이 나의 짙은 결핍 위에 everything. 날 지배하고 그대 권능 아래 거두리. You're the only one I want. 이 순간 네 손아귀에 틀어진 내 영혼은 때킬러 너의 것 영원히 yours. 죄책감 따위 you don't need it. 모든 잠깐 내 몫이니 넌 그저 날 가지면 돼 baby now now now. Yes I belong to you. 희열 속에 죽음 멈춰. 영원을 내게 빠져 난 serve it. 나를 죽여 killer. 심장 영혼까지 넌 내꺼. 넌 나를 앓게 하는 fever. 마침내 널 제거하기 빌어. Like champagne. 너무 달콤한 너의 rain on me. 내가 미쳐 널 위해 나를 give up. 흔한 말 때 get up. 대신 I belong. 길들여 너로 날 fill up. 녹아내린 나는 다 없어져. 난 너의 일부처럼 퍼져. 길들여줘 너에게 소개해봐. 이건 나만의 get up. I wanna belong.
If I could put this song, like describe it in one word, the word that immediately comes to mind is breathy. Like it's just so like it has red lights starting vibe, if you know what I mean, with the but yeah, so spicy. I was gonna say something, but it's a bit adult, so maybe I won't. Yeah, so the song definitely is sensual. Oh, I don't know. Yes. Okay, next song. Okay, so with Quarter Life, it's the last song apart from the remix of Deja Vu, and I don't know if no, my headache's too big for that. I'm so sorry. We won't listen to that one. But Quarter Life was the song where so many people say, like, braced me that they got emotional and cried. And sometimes when you guys say that, sometimes I feel like it prepares me too much that I actually don't end up crying. Because sometimes I definitely feel like I end up crying because songs are unexpectedly really hard hitting. And you know, that sort of thing. But I suppose we'll find out when we read the lyrics. But I feel like especially a lot of my audience is a bit more on like the similar ages to the guys, and you know, this, as people are approaching being 25, it is, I feel like, as well for guys, because usually 25 is when your brain is fully developed as a man. Women, we develop much faster mentally, in case you weren't aware. So physiological wise, I feel like we get there a bit earlier. But in terms of, like, in the words of Kylie Jenner, realizing stuff, I really feel like Quarter Life kind of hits in a particular way. Same way that I felt when I turned 30. I feel like turning 30 is that little bit more difficult. I feel like for some people, I feel like you end up being way more confident in yourself when you hit 30, and therefore I feel like that's why a lot of people say 30 is where you actually begin to enjoy life, because you kind of don't really give much of a shit anymore. And you are a bit more able to embrace yourself. But I feel like sometimes Quarter Life can also kind of be in your 30s too, because there are so many expectations of where you might be, whether it be expectations you put on yourself or expectations that family and parents or society have put on people, especially that I feel like I can't say anything with guys because obviously I don't have that experience, but as a woman, obviously a lot of expectation when it comes to finding a partner, getting married, having children, especially as someone with an Asian background, and having my mum and her friends always asking about when I'm going to give her grandkids and things like that. Like, even before I even got married, like the same, like not even 2 months I was dating Simon when she was talking about grandkids, and for my entire life before that, she made me terrified of men. Like, you know, typical Asian mum of being very overprotective and not being allowed to go on dates and see people romantically and things like that. It's such a huge jump to then being an adult in her eyes and then expecting to have grandkids for her. You know, that kind of thing. Like, I feel like a lot of people would understand if they have similar families like that, where, especially as an only child, there's a lot of expectation to have children to fulfill your parents' dreams of being a grandparent. So I feel like, sorry, this has just gone on this whole tangent, but it's related. So I really feel like Quarter Life, especially now when you turn 30 as a woman and everyone's saying your biological clock is ticking, it can be a stressful time, especially if you are someone as well who not only maybe have parental and societal pressures, but also you yourself really want children and are on that, on the clock like that as well. I feel like I'm a bit different, whereas I don't have that expectation of myself, so it is more just outside pressures. But it is very much something where I feel like just can be a very difficult subject, especially because I really feel like a lot of women before me have this idea that once you get married, your sense of self and who you are as an individual drastically declines or even disappears as a married woman. Do you guys know what I mean? Especially if, you know, you become a Mrs. insert last person's name here. You become, you know, then you have to have children and become a mum. And I feel like sometimes it's super difficult because I personally am not changing my last name. As well, with my work in the industry, it kind of makes more sense to me to keep my last name because for IMDb and all that sort of stuff. So I've kept my last name, as well as I like my last name. It's unique. It's something where if someone else has the same last name as me, it's because we're probably distantly related, because my family from way back made it up. They decided to create a variation of their original last name to make it sound more like English. So there is so many aspects of myself that I don't want to change or lose, that I feel like ends up happening because of past things that were pushed upon our mothers and grandmothers and everyone before that, to sort of lose who they are as people, to then become someone who is now married to someone else and then become a mum to someone else, instead of keeping the essence of who they are and then extending that through marriage or through having children. So I feel like, as well as a woman, it can be a bit more of a hard-hitting fact when you have when you turn 25 or 30 or even 40, there are so many evolutions that we have to go through in order to kind of continue being in society and continue being people that have to alter themselves in order to fit a new role that we have to do in our lives. Which is a whole other story, let's just say that, because I know there's a lot of men that will probably disagree with me and not really try to listen to what I'm saying. And it's a rampant problem. But I want to, before we even get into the song, because if I am going to cry, I'm going to be a mess in it, and I kind of want to get my thoughts out now in terms of the whole concept of the song. But if you are someone who is maybe struggling with your direction right now, or is just struggling in general, or maybe there are things that you are unsure of in life or struggling, or maybe you're having realizations about certain experiences or anything like that, please feel free to know that you are welcome to voice yourself in the comments. You are welcome to send me a DM. Just, if you feel like you just need to get it out. I feel like sometimes that can just be the key of being able to think through your thoughts. Even if you don't put it on social media or anything, if you just write it down in a diary, I feel like that can sometimes act as a cathartic and therapeutic way to organize your thoughts and to realize the root of your insecurity or problem, because in life there are so many varying factors that will try to influence your thoughts and feelings and everything like that. And sometimes we can misdiagnose the problem, or we can put too much emphasis on something so small that it ends up consuming our emotions and our brains and our souls. So whether or not you talk to a friend, talk to someone who will just listen, because sometimes we need emotional support. We don't need technical support. We don't want people to fix our problems. We don't want people to try to input their own experience or try to one-up us or anything like that when it comes to talking about our issues. Sometimes you just need someone to listen to them and confirm that your feelings are valid, what you're feeling is completely natural and normal, or maybe sometimes it's not. Sometimes maybe you just need to take that extra step to then realize that it might be something that you might need further counseling or help on. I feel like getting so wrapped up in our own brains and heads, because believe me, I've done it so many times. I continue to do it so many times. And that's why, having Simon has been such a blessing as well, because he is someone who tries to understand fully. Of course, he doesn't understand my experience and what I've lived as, and, everything that comes with being a part of like a mixed cultural family and being, growing up in my circumstances, things like that. But he still listens and he still tries to understand. And he is like a sounding board, but sometimes even then, like, I don't want to talk about it. And then I end up getting too far into my own brain that those feelings and those thoughts I have about myself really consume me and can be quite damaging to sit on instead of just getting it out. So whether it be typing it in the comments and gaining support from, because our lovely community is literally that, so lovely. And I make sure it tries to stay that way because, we all know the internet. It can be a nasty place, but I really try to make this community somewhere where you can be safe. And, you have my ear. You can always DM me or message me and things like that. Even if I'm not able to respond, please know that is a place you're able to just word vomit your problems. And hopefully if I get around to seeing it, I can, offer a virtual hug and things like that. Or if you just write in a diary, your thoughts and feelings, or, be able to see someone like professional that can help, or a friend that you really trust, or, just let it out is what I want to say in a roundabout way. But yeah, so that was just a huge detour to getting to this song, but hopefully you guys agree with me, and let me know your own thoughts as well. But this will be very interesting to read the lyrics too, so let's just get into the song.
걸은 life 누군가가 날 부르는 말 4분의 1쯤 걸어온 긴 터널 너무 긴 터널 좋을 때는 아름다운 청춘은 지금뿐이래 힘들기만 한데 I ain't happy at all I ain't happy at all 혹시 어두운 이 터널에도 끝은 있을까 소리쳐도 메아리뿐이야 어디로 가야 하는 건데 답이 없는 잠깐 사이에 lonely 홀로 남겨진 채 제자리를 걷는 듯이 quarter life crisis 주고 없이 던져진 삶의 끝이 모르겠는 이 길에 매일이 너무 막해 제자리를 걷는 듯이 quarter life crisis 아무리 나 힘들어도 don't wanna say 이번 생은 망했다고 I fucked it up One say I fucked it up 나 어쩜 지금이 제일 깜깜한 지점일지 몰라 지금 멈춰 서지는 말자 어디로 가야 하는 건지 모르겠지만 걷는 거지 당장은 좀 깜깜해져 헤매듯 헤쳐나가 quarter life crisis Don't look back 돌아갈 순 없지 어른이란 건 어쩜 사실 정답이 꼭 없는다지 헤매듯 헤쳐나가 quarter life crisis
I literally have tears starting to, there it goes. Like, I really feel like there is with songs like these, they really do help remind us and, you know, remind everyone that you know, we're all in the same boat, basically. Like, there is no answer to life. There is no meaning, in a way. Like, that, if, and I don't want it to sound depressing, because it's not, it's positive in the way that we can live our lives by creating our own meaning, and to create the meaning that we want to live towards and work towards. If you haven't read this book, I got it for Christmas, and because it was one that I was really wanting to purchase, and then I was so lucky that my Secret Santa from Simon's family gifted, like, that was one of the gifts for me, and I was so excited to read it because it is a book that doesn't tell you how to live, but tells you how the oldest population in the world has managed to keep living. And, you know, the average age, like, they live to their hundreds. Like, it's in Japan, and the book, let me bring up a photo of it. So it's called Ikigai, The Japanese Secret to a Long and Happy Life. So the photo is next to me right now of the cover, or at least the cover that I have. And it is such a true book. When you think about it, the whole meaning for, like, in order to live a long life is to have purpose and find your purpose, find the reason to get up every day and to keep doing what you're doing, because it's when we don't have purpose in our lives is when we end up being lost. And sometimes the journey to find that purpose is a part of your purpose. Like, you know, there is so much that we go through in our lives. Some have it more difficult than others. Some have to go through some horrible circumstances, and, you know, trying to figure out your purpose through all those trials and tribulations is something that's what life is about. And, you know, we all experience this. It's a constant thing. Like, there is not one day of me thinking, am I supposed to do this? And sometimes that answer is very clear to some people, and that's amazing. I wish that was my life. I wish I could have been a kid that just loved building trains and then became a train engineer. Like, I wish that was my life, but there's just so many things that I'm interested in that I'm sure a lot of people as well find this, where it's hard to then figure out what you're supposed to do because you find so much meaning in so many things, or you're still trying to find that meaning. And I feel like that is a journey in itself, and that is, you know, a goal in itself to keep going. And I really hope that, you know, that we're all in the same boat. So I really hope that we can all get through this together. And, you know, like it says right here, we'll pull through as if we're wandering. Like, you know, you just have to keep going and just aim for a direction and go for it. So, you know, the whole essence of TXT in itself is what I feel like is youth. and growing up and figuring out your path in life. And I really feel like that they have helped so many people do that. And I'm so grateful that there is a group like this, because, you know, before that there was BTS. And I really feel like, you know, so many armies and stuff were helped through that process because of their music that nobody was talking about at the time. Nobody was talking about those pressures that children go through and kids go through in order to, you know, satiate society's need for, you know, perfect education and that sort of thing. So, you know, now TXT in their own way has these particular songs and these concepts and overarching themes that really help people to pull through and to figure out their life and, you know, feel comfort that they aren't alone and that a lot of people as well are with them in these situations. And I feel like that's the great thing that we can all find in music. There is always a group, always a song, always an artist that we can really attribute to helping us get through really tough moments because of their music and because of their drive and inspiration to really push through difficult times. And I feel like sometimes that's why it can get so tough, because, you know, there's literally like no one answer, but like it's like I'm reading this, but, you know, an answer sheet with no right answer. And that's the thing, there is no right answers. So you just have to create your own. And that's the scary part. That's the part that a lot of us have trouble with, because there is no right answer. You make your own answers, and sometimes they end up being wrong for you, or they can be right for you in that moment. But in a few years down the track, you probably don't vibe with it anymore. So you have to find a new answer. And that is just life. That is seasons. That is going through and figuring out who you are in that moment and how that moment can fit in your life at that time, because, you know, we are always evolving and changing and growing and becoming, hopefully, better people. And so, you know, the right answer when we were 15 is probably not the same right answer as now. So we have to keep searching for it, and that is the hard thing, because, you know, we don't know what it is until you find it. And I hope we all find it, and I hope we all are able to, you know, keep walking together. We can link arms and, you know, walk through this path together. So thank you so much for listening to me rant away and having this whole like cathartic conversation. But yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comments, because I saw so many people comment about this song and how much that it really spoke to them and affected them. And if you are comfortable with sharing your story or wanting to talk about it, please do so in the comments, because I read all of them. Even if I don't have time to comment back, you know, I try to read all the comments. So yeah, but thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much to my super mega marvelous lovely Willow. Thank you so much to my Patreon lovies for all your love and support. Your names are beside me right now, and I can't wait to continue on watching so much comeback stuff with TXT, as well as some other TXT content. And if you would like more exclusive content, the link is down below for Patreon, whereas there is so much over there, so check it out. And if you would like to become a lovely, don't forget to subscribe and become part of the family. We would love to have you. And until next time, thank you so much for being here. I love you all so much, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.